Hi everyone. So in celebration of Doctor Who's 60th anniversary, I'll be doing some different topics involving the show. Today's topic is looking at all the new Who Doctors who have made the most credited appearances. Now this isn't how many times each Doctor that's been introduced in the new series since it came back in 2005. It's not every single appearance they've ever made in all forms of media, it's just their televised appearance, and it will only count if it's credited. So yeah, archive footage, flashbacks, stuff like that is not going to count. And as I said, I'm only going to be focusing on Doctors from the new series, or the revival series, or New Who as other fans call it, because I just think it's more simpler that way. Plus, let's be honest, apart from Tom Baker and I suppose William Hartnell, when you think about mainstream audiences, I feel like more people will recognise the Revive series Doctors much more than the classics, apart from, as I said before, William Hartnell and Tom Baker. Enough of that now, let's get on to the list. Starting off with the least amount of appearances to the most amount of appearances. And starting off our list is the War Doctor, as played by the late great Sir John Hurt. Unsurprisingly, as he was played by a big name star, he's made the least appearances in the televised series, or at least the least credited appearances. As I said, archive footage and flashbacks and stock footage not counting. He's only made 3 appearances. Now, I know his major episode is of course Day of the Doctor, the 50th anniversary, but he technically made his first appearance in Name of the Doctor, which was the previous episode before last episode of Series 7 and the previous episode before Day of the Doctor. But people tend to forget that he is also credited for Night of the Doctor. True, John Hurt himself isn't technically in it, and they used young footage of him for the newly regenerated War Doctor, but he is credited, so I'm counting it. I mean, there's a possibility they used archive footage of him saying Doctor and no more, but like I said, he was credited for Night of the Doctor as well, so yeah, I'm counting it. So that's the War Doctor at number 8 with 3 appearances. Coming in at number 7, we have the Fugitive Doctor, as played by Jo Martin. Made her first appearance in Fugitive of the Judoon, which was an episode of Series 12. Was much like the War Doctor, she's a unnumbered incarnation. However, unlike the War Doctor, who was between 8 and 9, we're not 100% sure where the Fugitive Doctor plays in. It's highly implied that she was before the first Doctor, but at the same time, some fans theorise that she might have been between the second and third Doctor. I don't know. They've never really properly explained it. But I'm not going to go into that. That's a topic for a whole nother day. The Fugitive Doctor has surprisingly only made 4 appearances. There's a possibility she might make more in the future. It depends if any other writer apart from Chris Chibnall wants to use her. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if most of the story is explored in extended universe like Big Finish and all that stuff. I believe there's a comic book series focusing on her, but I'm not counting those things right now. I'm only going to talk about the television continuity, and she has made only 4 appearances. Now, granted, I will say, yes, technically she was a hologram and it was a few flashbacks, and I believe it's Once Upon a Time, which was one of the episodes of Series 13 during the Flux event. Yeah, that's technically a flashback, but since it was new footage and a credited appearance, I'm counting it. So that's the Fugitive Doctor with 4 appearances. Coming in at number 6, we have the 14th Doctor, as played by David Tennant. Currently the latest Doctor. It's going to star in the 60th anniversary specials alongside Catherine Tate as Donna Noble. Since he technically made his first appearance at the end of Power of the Doctor, and he also did the recently released Destination Skaro minisode for Children in Need, and we know he's going to do 3 specials, he's going to make 5 appearances overall. I don't know why I said 6, sorry. He's come at 6th place, but overall, it looks like the 14th Doctor is going to make 5 appearances overall, giving him the 6th place. There is a little rumour going along that this might not be the last time we'll see the 14th Doctor, but we've just got to wait and see. As of now, he's only making 5 appearances as far as I know, so yeah, let's move on with number 5, the 9th Doctor, our first numbered Doctor for the Revive series. For a lot of people, he has been their first Doctor, me being one of them. Unsurprisingly, he only did 1 series, so that means he's had 13 appearances, right? Well, yes and no. True, he's only done 1 series, and that includes 13 appearances, but, well, he is technically credited for Day of the Doctor. Now, it is a bit of a stretch, and I'm kind of cheating a little bit, but no, there's no new footage of the 9th Doctor and Day of the Doctor. It's all archive stock, as if you didn't know, Christopher Eccleston was offered, but he refused, which led to the War Doctor. But I did say for this list I'll be including credited appearances, and Christopher Eccleston is credited in Day of the Doctor, even though he doesn't technically appear and he didn't do any new footage. He is credited, so he might have. It's, I don't know, I'm going to let you decide if it counts or not. So the 9th Doctor has made 13, possibly 14 appearances. I wish I could say he might make more in the future, but I just can't see it happening. Just got to wait and see. I mean, maybe something will happen, but until then, it's 13 or 14. And coming in at number 4, we have the 13th Doctor, as played by Jodie Whittaker. Has only made 31 appearances. I mean, let's be honest, during Whittaker's time, she unfortunately had to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic, which affected more or less everyone. I'm pretty sure that did a bit of a hinder on the whole process. She's only done 3 series plus 5 specials, which makes her the 4th most recurring Doctor in the Revive series. Will she come back? Who knows? Anything's possible in this show. Since Whittaker herself enjoyed playing the role, despite her era being very diverse within the fandom, there's no denying she enjoyed the part, so who knows, we might see more of the 13th Doctor in the show one day. I mean, we'll definitely see her in expanded media like Big Finish, hands down, because, you know, she made history for being the first female Doctor, so why not use her more? Anyway, moving on to number 3, we have the 12th Doctor, as played by Peter Capaldi. The 12th Doctor has made a surprisingly lot has surprisingly appeared a lot with 43 appearances. He did 3 series, as I said. I have, as you've noticed, included their first appearance after the previous Doctor regenerated, because they're still credited. In fact, every time there's a new Doctor, the credits always include the "and introducing whoever" as the Doctor. And every new Doctor that gets introduced is always credited. So I have been including their very first appearance. But I'm babbling on now. The 12th Doctor's only made 43 appearances, as I said. He did 3 series, then there was a bit of a break. There was a bit of a huge break at one point. But he also made a guest appearance in Class. And while that isn't the main series, I'm including every television credited appearance, and that counts. So yeah, that's the 12th Doctor at number 3 at 43. Will he make another appearance in the show? Apparently Peter Capaldi doesn't want to, but hey, we just got to wait and see. Who knows? Who knows? So, coming in at number 2, the runner-up is, well, it's kind of no surprise in who are going to be the last 2, but at number 2 we have the 11th Doctor, as played by Matt Smith. Surprisingly, made 54 appearances, well, credited appearances. I was actually kind of surprised how much he actually appears, but as I said, I'm including credited appearances and like spin-offs, and the 11th Doctor guest starred in the Sarah Jane Adventures. And one thing that really surprised me while I was doing research for this was the amount of minisodes that came out during his run. And I'm not just talking about series 5 or 6, no. There's like a minisode for all 3 of his series. And yeah, he is credited, so I counted them. Yeah, so yeah, in many ways, the 11th Doctor is very almost the most recurring New Who Doctor. I mean, it definitely does feel like he was in it much longer than 3 years, but he just misses out by 1 point. It was nearly a draw, but he just misses out by 1 point by our number 1 slot. The most recurring New Who Doctor is, well, it's kind of no-brainer who it is, but the 10th Doctor, as played by David Tennant, with 55 credited appearances. Yeah, 55. Just above Matt Smith by one credit. It's unbelievable, but it kind of makes sense, because David Tennant was, the 10th Doctor was really is a very popular character. He's, even to this day, when people think of Doctor Who, they think of David Tennant as the 10th Doctor, as one of the Doctors people will think of. A lot of people, there's no denying the viewership was high during his era, and yeah, like I said, I'm crediting every televised appearance he appears in, and much like the 11th Doctor and the 12th Doctor, he guest starred in a spin-off, which was the Sarah Jane Adventures, but he did 2 more things, which was the Infinite Quest and Dreamland. Now, granted, they are animated, but they were televised, and they credited David Tennant as the Doctor, so they do count. And not only that, we also have the Attack of the Grask interactive minisode that he did, which was one of the first things he did as the Doctor, I believe. I think it was. But yeah, I counted that as well, because it was televised, it was technically on television, and he was credited for it. So, yeah. So it really comes to no surprise why it feels like David Tennant's been involved with the new series a lot. It's because he is the most recurring Doctor from the new series. And even though I'm not including them on the list, imagine all the flashbacks, all the archive footage of him. It's when you pile that on top of the it's 55, it goes over to 60. So yeah, but God, it's insane to remember that the 14th David Tennant also plays the 14th Doctor. So if you include those 5 appearances with, if you just focus on David Tennant's appearances alone in the Revive series, that goes up to 60. that's honestly insane. It's no wonder people are a bit, oh, does he have to come back? I feel like we've had enough of him, but I'm always happy to see David Tennant again. I'm one of those fans. Now, before I end this video, I've just got to point out, no, I've not included Ncuti Gatwa, who's going to be the upcoming 15th Doctor. Why? Well, we know he's the next Doctor, but he hasn't technically made his first appearance yet. The only thing we've had is that next time trailer from the end of Power of the Doctor, but that's just a trailer. He's not credited for the trailer, so I can't include the 15th Doctor in this list because he's not technically here, unfortunately. I mean, all we know is that he will play a part in the 60th as he appeared in the trailer, but we don't know how many specials he will actually appear in. So yeah, that's another reason why I can't include him. And I know he's going to do 2 series as far as I know, because he's just finished his first series. They're currently filming his second one, but we don't know how long he's going to be in the role for. I mean, hopefully a good while, because he does look like a capable actor, and it looks like he's going to bring a lot to his version of the character. But until then, we just have to wait and see. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the list. Feel free to comment if I've missed something out, because I'm sure I have, or just let me know what you personally thought, and if you agree or disagree, feel free to chat. I am interested to know what other people would think, if I've missed something out. And also, let me know if you want me to do a list for the classic Doctors, because, I'm happy to do that. And I don't mean, how many times the classic Doctors have appeared in NewWho. No, I mean every single credited appearance for Classic Doctor. I'm happy to do that. So yeah, that's all for now. See you next time. Bye.